The song "Set Me Free." That's one of those stories that's kind of like fiction based on fact. Yeah, the story that's kind of portrayed. When I wrote that song, and when I play that song, and when I listen to it, and I close my eyes, I see a movie of this guy he hears the church bells ring, and he feels that pull to come back to his faith, and he's really apprehensive to do so, but he feels pulled, so he starts walking, and he gets to the church, and he pauses. His palms are sweaty, he's maybe shaking a little bit, and he goes inside anyway, and he sits down, and he's looking around, and he's wondering what people are thinking, and wondering if they're going to ask him to leave, maybe because of how he looks, or because they know the kind of life he's led. But he sits there, and the church he goes to's got a crucifix up front with Jesus on the cross, and he sees Jesus, in that pain and agony that he endured through the crucifixion, and he kind of sees something in common because he's in full of pain, himself, and he sits there, and he hears the songs and the scripture read and the words spoke, and he realizes that he does belong there, and that Jesus died for his sins, and so the service is over, and he gets up and he walks out, and he's still the same man. He's still made the same mistakes. He's still got a long ways to go, but and he hasn't given up who he is, but he's better, and he's on the road to heaven. And that's the fiction side. The fact side of it is it was a song that I wanted to write that kind of encapsulated how me and my wife felt going back to church. Before I started dating my wife, I had been out looking around trying to find a church to go to, and nothing really seemed to quite fit. And then I met her, and we started dating, and her little boy, he went to Sunday school every morning, and we went to go pick him up, and she went inside to go get him, and I was sitting outside in the car, and I was watching everybody leave the building where they had Sunday school, walking down the sidewalk into the church, and it was just it was a picture perfect spring morning. It was just the leaves, the trees were full of leaves, and everything was bright and sunny, and everything just looked so beautiful. And I saw all these families with their kids walking from one building to the church and going in, getting ready to worship. And she got in the car to let me know he'd be out in a couple minutes, and I just looked at her. I was like, we need to start going to church. And that first Sunday we went, she was crying. She was afraid people were going to hate her. She didn't know if she felt like she belonged. I didn't know anybody there. But I kind of was feeling maybe the same way, but I really felt like Jesus wanted us to be there. And I think it's one of the best decisions we've ever made in our lives, and we haven't turned back, and I hope we never do. Jesus is with us, and I'm just real thankful to have Jesus in my life every single day.